What's going on, y'all? Joe Johnston here from M.I.I. Professional Speaking, and I am here with my man James Grimes over at McNeese State University. So we've worked with James probably the fourth or fifth engagement that we just did together, James, and working together. So let me kind of turn things to you. Talk to me, I guess, a little bit. If you can tell us a little bit about your name, your role over at McNeese, and then why you all specifically bring in different guest speakers a couple times a year to speak with your students.
Okay, so I'm the director of the counseling center here at McNeese, and we usually bring speakers in twice a year. In the fall, we bring a speaker in for sexual assault prevention, and then for that, we try to get students as they're coming in, as freshmen, really getting them engaged and learning the difference between assault, consent, and all of that good stuff that they may not be aware of from high school. Some not so great behaviors, but then in the spring, we usually try to have an alcohol and or other drug related speaker come in that we usually get right before spring break so that it's really fresh on their mind and hopefully they make healthier choices, as they go into spring break.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. And yeah, I think at this point we've done two alcohol awarenesses together, two sexual assault awareness speakers. Could you speak, I guess, a little bit to, what that experience has been like, working with us and then some of the speakers that, we've brought in and different stories that they told and how that may have sort of affected your students positively and just how that experience has been overall
Mhm.
partnering with us here at MII and the speakers that we've provided you all.
Okay. Overall, we've had a very, positive experience with all the speakers that we've had. I mean, they definitely all have their own, different personalities and approaches to how they do speaking events, but we, for the most part, let them tell their story, do their thing. We don't try to put too many barriers on them, but we do also, let them know about certain things specific to our university and our state as far as like our amnesty policy and other things, Title IX, things like that. And the speakers have all been very receptive and willing to weave that information into their presentation to let the students know about our services directly. Sometimes I'll go up and I'll say the information, or sometimes they'll do it. It really just depends on the speaker, myself, whatever we're feeling. But even then, if I do it, they still echo it and talk about like their experience at other universities as well. So that's very helpful.
I love it. I love it. Cool, man. Last kind of, piece here, James, if you could just, again, we've talked a little bit about the speakers, who you guys bring in. If you could just kind of chat a little bit about what your experience has been like, your team's experience working me with my team here at MII when it comes to setting up the events, the pre-event calls, the post-event calls, how that's been, and yeah, how the whole kind of working relationship has been behind the scenes outside of, the specific speakers that we're bringing in.
Okay. For that, definitely a smooth and easy process. Very streamlined, very, no muss, no fuss, just very straightforward. It's always good to like be able to talk to the speaker before the actual event so that we know where we each stand. We're on the same page, ask questions, all that good stuff. We let them know what our expectations are. They discuss what they've done in the past at other speaking events, and it's just been very helpful to make sure that everybody's all on the same page. Joe usually starts a group chat in text so that we're also available for communication that way leading up to the event, so we can make sure everything's coordinated appropriately. But usually there's no problems with that. We send over the address, any pertinent information, so the speaker has that, and it all runs pretty smoothly. And then usually we have the post event call later that week or sometimes the next week, depending on when it falls, and just touch up on, what went well, what didn't go so well, what feedback we've been hearing, things like that. But even after the post event call, if we've heard any other, kind of information from students, even after that, Joe is always very, accepting of that feedback. So very good experience.
I love it. I love it. Well, the same goes for you, James. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you guys and excited to continue the partnership. And thanks for taking the time today to record a little bit of this. Y'all, again, Joe Johnston here from MII Professional Speaking, and we will chat with you all soon.